If you're listening to this right now, make sure you're alone, because this story isn't meant to be heard in a crowd. In the United States, there are places that don't make sense. I'm not talking about haunted houses, not cursed objects. I'm talking about places, entire locations where people enter normally and leave wrong, or they don't leave at all. Our story begins in 1997 when a small town in the Midwest started appearing in police reports under a very strange category. It wasn't missing persons, not homicide, not accidents. The category simply read, Unresolved Presence Loss. The town's name was Ashford Ridge. On paper, Ashford Ridge looked completely normal. Population just under 2,000. It had a single gas station, a local diner, an elementary school. Nothing remarkable, but the people who lived there knew something was deeply wrong. People didn't just disappear suddenly, they faded. It usually started with memory. Family members would report that someone felt off, not sick, not distressed, just distant. One woman described her husband as being already gone, even when he was sitting right in front of her. He would forget where the rooms were in his own house, forget the names of neighbors he had known for 20 years. Sometimes, he would just stand in a doorway for minutes, staring, as if he was waiting for permission to enter his own home. And then, after the fading, came the silence. Phones would stop ringing, text messages would go unanswered, loved ones would stop hearing from them completely. And when someone finally went to check on them, their homes were untouched. Cars were still parked in the driveway. Sometimes food was still warm on the stove. Televisions were left on, humming quietly in an empty room, but the people were gone. There were never any signs of a struggle. No fingerprints out of place. No footprints leading away from the house. It was as if they had simply stepped out of reality. The first official investigation found absolutely nothing. No evidence of a crime, no discernible pattern. Until one sharp state trooper noticed something strange, something chilling. Every single disappearance, without fail, happened between 2 o'clock and 3:30 in the morning. Always. Then, in 2003, a survivor came forward. His name was Daniel Reeves. Daniel's story was different. He said he didn't disappear. He said he was returned. According to Daniel, he woke up one night at exactly 2:17 a.m. He wasn't woken by a noise or a bad dream. He said the room felt crowded, not visually, but emotionally, as if something was standing right next to him without actually touching him. He described a strange pressure in his ears, like the feeling of being deep underwater. He looked around his bedroom, and the walls seemed stretched slightly farther apart than they should have been. Then the hallway light turned on by itself. Daniel said he got up and walked toward the light, and that's when time stopped behaving normally. The ticking clock in his hallway froze. The low hum of the refrigerator slowed, deepened, and then went completely silent. And that's when he heard the voices. They weren't speaking words, they were repeating names. His name was the last one he heard. Daniel says he remembers stepping forward into the light, and then being somewhere else. It wasn't a room, it wasn't darkness, it was a space with no edges. He said there were other people there standing completely still. They weren't dead, but they weren't alive either. They were just paused. He tried to scream, but the sound didn't travel. He tried to move, but his body responded late, like there was a terrible lag between his thoughts and his actions. Then, just as suddenly, he woke up. He was in the middle of a road just outside of Ashford Ridge. It was 3 days later. He was barefoot, severely dehydrated, but otherwise unharmed, except for one thing. Daniel could no longer remember faces. Not his own in the mirror. Not his wife's, not his children's. He could recognize their voices. He knew their names, but when he looked at someone, his mind refused to connect the image to their identity. Doctors called it a severe case of psychological trauma. Daniel called it a warning. He said the place he went to wasn't meant for humans, and that whatever lived there was still learning how to use people. After Daniel's return, the disappearances in Ashford Ridge accelerated. Entire families started vanishing at once. One house was found with dinner plates set for 4, steam still rising from the food. The family dog was still inside, calm, fed, just waiting for a family that would never come back. Security cameras in town began capturing truly strange footage. People standing in their living rooms in the middle of the night, not moving, just staring toward empty corners of the room where nothing was visible. Sometimes for hours, then the footage would glitch. And when it came back, the room was empty. This is when federal agencies quietly stepped in. Ashford Ridge was scrubbed from certain mapping services. Road signs leading to the town were taken down. Officially, the town was relocated due to infrastructure failure. But unofficially, the remaining residents were told to leave and never ever return. Most did. Some refused. Those people were never seen again. Satellite images taken years later show Ashford Ridge still standing, frozen in time. Lights are occasionally visible at night. Cars appear in driveways that weren't there before. The town has no registered residents. Truck drivers passing the remote area on nearby highways report losing their radio signal, only to hear voices cut through the static, always whispering directions. Sometimes, turn back, or worse, come closer. In 2019, a YouTuber specializing in exploring abandoned places tried to document the area. His final upload shows him driving toward where Ashford Ridge should have been, his GPS constantly recalculating. The road signs he passes don't match the map. The video continues until 2:11 a.m. when it suddenly cuts to black. The channel has never uploaded again. Authorities today will deny Ashford Ridge ever existed, but the police records remain. So do the missing persons files. And so does the pattern. Every few years, reports surface from different small towns across the country. People fading, homes left perfectly preserved, time behaving incorrectly. Different town names, but the same terrifying symptoms. Some investigators who've looked into these cold cases have a terrifying theory. They believe Ashford Ridge isn't a place. It's a process, something that overlaps with our reality for a short time, takes what it needs and moves on. And if that's true, then the reason this story feels so uncomfortable might not be a coincidence. Because these unexplained disappearances haven't stopped, they've just stopped being explained. So if you ever wake up between 2 o'clock and 3:30 a.m., and you feel like the room is suddenly too full, don't follow the light. Don't listen to the voices, and whatever you do, don't step forward, because some places don't want to scare you. They want to keep you. Thanks for watching. If this story stuck with you, hit that subscribe button. There are more places we need to talk about. Stay safe out there.